It's lovely. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, Africa, and warm welcome to this special interview live on Muvi TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka. My name is Innocent Piri. Of course, you can simply call me IP. Welcome back to another edition where now we discuss issues to deal with the politics. Remember, like I did mention earlier, that we are counting down to the 12th of August when will be the D-Day. Now, in discussing politics ahead of the August 11th, 2020, I should believe that, and I'm sure some of you are aware, that the adoption process left a lot of casualties across the country. Among them were young people that had offered themselves to become members of parliament, council chairpersons, councillors, as well as ward councillors. But of course, among them have decided to go on their own or to go independent. Again, for them, they believe that their popularities lies in the people of Zambia, or their popularities lies in the electorate. These are the issues we are going to discuss on this program. And remember, again, there are some stringent measures that have been put in place by the Electoral Commission of Zambia by cancelling all the public rallies. Let's get into the nitty-gritties of the discussion. My guest on the program is Munir Zulu, who happens to be LUMEZI aspiring candidate on the independent ticket. Mr. Zulu, welcome to this special interview.
Thank you very much, Mr. Piri, and good evening, viewers.
Fantastic. I should make mention that you are late, and I want to apologize to the people of Zambia for arriving late on the program.
Sincere apologies to the viewers, sincere apologies to the listeners, and let me apologize on my own behalf.
Sure.
We've had a lot of issues that have delayed us.
Right.
It is not our own wishes that we have delayed this program. If we don't apologize, this program was not going to be aired.
Right.
Yeah, but I know Zambians are listening, and we apologize.
Thank you so much. Let's get into the nitty-gritties of the program. Last time you appeared on this platform, you were aspiring to be adopted on the PF ticket. Here you come again, now standing here as MZ alone, who is now, hoping to represent the people of LUMEZI constituency, Rulo constituents. How does it feel to be an independent candidate? And do you regret having gone solo?
Mr. Piri, from the beginning, permit me to tell you to say the last program that I attended to on Muvi TV was not that I should be adopted.
Right.
My intentions were clear. If the word clear is not sufficient enough, I was very explicit.
Right.
I'm not injured for not being adopted. I said I'm going independent.
Right.
I even said who was my presidential aspirant.
Right.
For so many reasons. What you could have not known then was that I am one of the privileged few to information.
Right.
I have the privileges. Even you, Mr. Piri.
So you had a feeling, or you knew that
I knew.
You
it's not a feeling. I knew.
Right.
I knew.
Right.
I knew to say, look, I'm going independent, but I'll campaign for this president. It wasn't a feeling. I knew.
Right.
That was my last interaction with you guys. I knew.
So mentally, physically, emotionally, you were ready to go alone.
I paid for my nomination fees 2 weeks before the Central Committee sat.
Right.
Okay. My lawyers guided me, saying, you've paid 2 weeks before. I think it's not right for you to resign. I said, listen, gentlemen, I'm resigning from what? I sympathize with this president. That's it, a fact. The other issue that came was, no, you are not adopted. I said, I knew it. There are so many factors that lead for someone to be adopted. And my body stature does not permit me to be adopted. You can be adopted.
What do you mean when you say your body stature doesn't permit you to be adopted? And as you answer that question again, I want to believe that the viewers that are watching us might be wondering, to say, if you knew that you're not going to be adopted, why did you go ahead and apply it on the PF ticket? All these questions that remain unanswered. Really?
Innocent. Don't ask questions on behalf of those that are not certain.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people that are not sure of what could have happened. First of all, I came here, and I'm glad that what I anticipated happened.
Right.
I knew I would not be adopted. But one thing you should know is that I've got weaknesses.
Right.
That those that applied is their strength. Right. Should you permit me to be ugly, innocent, under my trousers, I've got a boxer and not an underwear. There is a difference. All right? Should people that have been given the mandate to make decisions and drive us in a certain direction of this country base their adoption process on who is their second Andy, I do not qualify.
Right.
Should the people that have been given the mandate to adopt base their arguments on saying we are insecure with this young man because of his achievements without undressing for any one of us, I don't qualify. But had the adoption process been based on what he can provide for this country, I would have qualified.
Right.
But for me, my interest is not even the PF. My interest is not UPND. My interest is my people in LUMEZI. That's my interest. Forget about my undies, my boxers, who can undress for who, or which central committee members can call me and lie to say, we're adopting you, can you send us this much money on Airtel money? And I've sent ugly voice notes to some serious members of the central committee. I'm not bothered, to be very honest. As things stand today, Honorable Mumbipiri deleted my messages that I sent her. She couldn't even listen. It's not a lie.
We could have gone into the
first of all, innocent. Look, innocent.
Yeah.
I want to guide you.
Yeah, sure.
On a matter of law.
Right.
And a matter of morality.
Right.
Why I'm going to guide you on this subject is this. I've mentioned Madam Mumbipiri, not any other.
Right.
These are charlatans.
And
wait, permit me to express.
I will not permit you because
no,
a person,
if you do not permit me.
Exactly.
Look, this interview.
For me, we are not going to base our discussion on the people that are not here to defend themselves. All right? Those were the discussions that we had maybe in the background without we, the people of Zambia, knowing. And it would be unfair for me to go further and interrogate you without us having evidence to that effect. So for me, really, let's base our discussion on the issues that they will benefit the people of Zambia and as well as yourself. And like bringing people or personas, I think let's avoid them there. If you permit me as well.
Innocent. Mr. Piri, I know I am restrained from commenting on a number of subjects because of a lot of litigations that are taking place.
Sure. Yeah.
Mumbi Piri is not one of them.
Right.
She is not a source of authority that we cannot make her a subject of discussion. I am privileged to knowing how many people she has swindled based on that document.
And I wish she was here.
No. You didn't invite her. It's not my fault. Look, listen.
And my task is to defend people that are not on this platform to defend
then,
themselves.
Mr. Piri, then you are disappointing to the listeners
Right.
and the viewers. Your job should not be to defend people that are not here.
Of course.
Your job is to defend that which is right and condemn that which is wrong. That's your job. You are not, listen, you are not here to be a defender of wrongdoers. You are not here to defend us that are raising facts. If, for example, Madam Mumbi Piri thinks that I have injured her, she has all the rights to take me to any court in this country for defamation of character. And on behalf of yourself, Muvi TV, and my own behalf, I shall provide the remedies. But you are, permit me to conclude with my thoughts.
Right.
You are trying to speak from an informed point of view.
Sure.
That I'm injuring or attacking innocent people. That's not my nature. I believe to say, if the law says this is blue and this is green, I don't need to bring witnesses or evidence. I go with the law. I am privileged to having been approached by certain iotas of flesh like Mumbi Piri to help them. And I'm not the only one. If me not, permit me to conclude my thoughts and my ugly truth. I speak the truth, unfortunately. I'm not liked, innocent, unless you want to aid criminality.
I beg you to just get a little sense from the nonsense that I'm going to utter here. All right? Please be patient with me and listen to me and pick the little sense from the numerous nonsense that I'm going to lay on the table. The issue is this, from my aspect as a journalist, is not to allow a person who is not on this platform to be attacked.
I'm not attacking.
The point you are bringing, Mr. Zulu, for me, it can only be substantiated if at all the person in question was here as well, and then you were seated as well there, then I become as a person that now spearhead the engine on both angles, because that person will have a voice
Mr.
to answer
Piri,
or respond to those allegations. So for now, for me, I'll again request you that we move on and leave those allegations away because we cannot substantiate them here.
Mr. Piri,
that's my suggestion.
Mr. Piri, Mr. Piri, it's not about what I'm thinking. The ugly truth is, if you permitted me to bring to the fore the people that are not in this discussion, they will not agree. It's a fact.
Right.
If I'm going to mention a name of someone, then I've got information.
Right.
Your editorial policy as journalists is a little bit scary in the sense that you believe in rumors and innuendos. It's me who has brought the name of Mumbi Piri here. It's not you. It's not Muvi TV.
And of course, as an institution, as a
No,
journalist,
no, no.
well,
Permit me to.
we need to defend a person whose presence or
But
whose
can you?
appearance is not here.
Are you aware that
You
some
know,
of these human beings, the souls of Abraham and Jacob, do not accept to be challenged? I
understand, Mr.
I am
Zulu,
in a position.
You are
Wait,
an injured
innocent.
person as
I'm
we
not
speak
injured.
right now.
I'm not injured. In fact,
You know,
I'm injured for a reason that
exactly,
not that
exactly. Now let's. I want to
innocent.
find out
Innocent. No, no, no,
exactly.
no. I want to guide you for in the interest of the viewers and listeners. I would have been more comfortable to have Madame Mumbi Piri challenge me on an intellectual discourse.
Thank you so much.
Number two,
meaning that she's not here. So I want to find
I'll let your submissions be admitted.
I was leading you is to find out in terms of your candidature as an
Thank
independent aspirant now, and with the fact that now there is an issue to deal with the COVID-19, public rallies have been cancelled, and you are the people that do not have structures in these constituencies compared to these political parties. How is the battle on the ground with the fact that the rallies have been cancelled by ECZ? Are you comfortable? Do you still remain optimistic to scope LUMEZI?
Innocent, you are my brother and a friend.
Yeah.
We are living in very difficult moments that we can't take away. When we talk of COVID-19, there is a myth that if you are given a vaccine, you will not survive beyond 2 years. It's a myth. To me, it's a myth. Then, you've talked of campaigns.
Yeah, sure.
I am in a privileged position to know who my greatest competitors are and who are not. If I were you, if, I'm using the word if, because if is conditional. If I were you, I would have invested my question to say, how many people have forged their documents to stand as members of parliament? We are living in a privileged moment.
All right, welcome back, and we continue with the special program. My guest is Munir Zulu, who happens to be LUMEZI aspiring candidate. We are discussing the issue with COVID-19, as well as his comfortability to stand as independent candidate. My question is to stand in terms of what is on the ground and what gives you the impotence that you're going to scoop the set. Let's proceed from there. Sorry.
Mr. Piri, first things first. You see, I do not have the luxury of time to labor in explaining as to what gives me leverage to win the seat.
Right.
LUMEZI is a historical constituency. If anything, before this day, very few people knew that there is a constituency called LUMEZI that exists. LUMEZI has its own richness in history. But I can tell you that LUMEZI has produced great men and women.
Right.
That is something we cannot negotiate. Now, we have been caught in a web of an adventure because of its quietness that those penguins that have come with fake documents trying to convince people that they can represent the aspirations of the people of LUMEZI.
Right.
Now, I am a little bit disappointed. LUMEZI has had a good number of people that aspired. A good number. I'm repeating myself. On behalf of Muvi TV and on your own behalf.
Right.
And then my own behalf. People to represent their aspirations. There is one arm as LUMEZI is not known to be loud. You cannot allow fraudsters to represent the aspirations of those people. For me, then we have a challenge.
All right. Moving on, in terms of for you to campaign freely, I think that's, for me, this is very touching. If, you know, mostly for you independent candidates that do not have structures on the ground, and we've been told today that public rallies will no longer be there, according to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Of course, we need to accept as citizens because we're into COVID-19. What methods have you devised as MZ and your team to ensure that your messages reaches to the electorate?
First of all, Mr. Piri.
Apart from public gatherings and the likes.
Mr. Piri, I think we must be sincere to ourselves. Sincerity breeds character. I don't know where you get the notion to say that we don't have structures. We have structures.
Right.
And that's the reason why we are being inconvenienced in our movements. We have structures.
Right.
We have structures. So your thought of saying you don't have structures is first of all misplaced.
Right.
And it should be admitted at the cancer hospital at UTH. We have structures. If that's your thinking, allow me to apologize to say your thinking is wrong.
How are you sending the message to the people of Zambia?
No. Wait. We are dealing with LUMEZI here.
Exactly. I mean the people of LUMEZI. You've defended yourself.
LUMEZI is a rural setup.
You're not campaigning. How are you sending your
LUMEZI
message?
is a rural setup.
Right.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has what they call registers of their would-be voters.
Right.
And we've had access to those.
Right.
So we know which, when we go to a particular village, we know who is a voter and who is not a voter.
Right.
What you may not know, which I'm convinced you don't know,
Right.
is that the headmen, the indunas, are not considered to be in any structure anywhere.
Right.
But you colleagues that are centered in the capital of the country a little bit cosmetic with your opinions.
Right.
But village boys like ourselves will tell you to say your thoughts are misplaced. All right.
Right.
Your thinking and my thinking as a villager is different, because I can have my breakfast using sweet potatoes, but you want to have Musa bread and agogos, which is, so you and I, our thinking is different. But for me to make your work a little bit easier is to tell you and be factual. We are not affected by COVID-19.
Right.
We are dealing with the actual voter, and then we are under attack. The UPND are attacking us. The PF are attacking us. The PAC are attacking us. The Socialist Party are attacking us, which you do not know.
Right.
The main political parties are attacking some of us for one reason. If I am seen to campaign for a preferred presidential candidate, I'm attacked, which can have me disqualified as a candidate.
Right.
Okay. Which you colleagues that have the privilege of managing the disseminating of information will not explain. The only thing you will say, Mr. Piri, is Mr. Zulu has been disqualified. But you will not get the reasons.
Right.
Okay. So now, I've said, look, first of all, my aspirations are not PF's aspirations. They're not UPND's aspirations. They're not the Socialist Party's aspirations. They're my personal aspirations. I've been asked, who are you campaigning for as president?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not campaigning for nobody.
You're not campaigning for any president?
No, because
okay.
the Lord
Doesn't allow you.
there are a lot of schools of thoughts that have germinated in the last few days. One school of thought is saying, I'm not allowed. One school of thought is saying, I am.
So which
So,
one is correct?
I don't want to believe.
You know, from your own understanding.
Look, I'm not aspiring to be the Republican president. As a matter of fact, what I can do in the next couple of days is to declare which president I'll vote for, but not campaigning. There is a difference.
Okay.
I'll vote for some presidential aspirant.
Candidate. Okay.
That I'll do.
Right.
But
you
as
will
at
not
now,
campaign for that person.
no.
Right.
We are dealing with my personal aspirations that have to be respected. Time for me to declare, to say which president I am voting for will come at a later stage. We still have a good 50 days or so. Why should I declare my intentions of which president I'm voting for this early, knowing that I declare to say I'm voting for this president, and then that president tomorrow comes to say, kill that boy? Why? I am not only being cautious, but I'm very systematic. Extremely systematic.
Right.
If a presidential aspirant wants my vote, as me, not my...
The constituents.
No. It's a different issue.
Right.
But I'm in a situation where my preferred presidential candidate has surrogates that are saying, do everything possible to disqualify the boy. And I've said, no. I enjoy certain liberties in this country, and those liberties shall not be taken away from me pro bono. We are living in very complex moments where we are, instead of respecting the position of the law, we want to deal with technicalities. I am not that child.
Right.
Under normal circumstances, if you could permit me to take you to 2016 and make reference to Honorable Anthony Mumba,
Yeah.
Honorable
Kantanshi there.
Kantanshi,
Yeah.
Honorable Pavuma, Honorable Masauso Tembo in Sinda, Lawrence Nyerenda in Lundazi. They had the privilege to campaign for their preferred presidential candidate without being antagonized. But we are unfortunately living in times where people come to antagonize us.
Right.
So I'm saying, under the normal, in 2016 that was normal. What is happening now is sickening. It's not normal. I should have told you to say, Innocent, I'm campaigning for President Lungu, whether I'm adopted under his party or not. I'm campaigning for Fred Membe. In fact, Fred Membe is more comfortable to be addressed as comrade. I would have said, in my constituency, I'm going to campaign for Comrade Fred Membe. I'm going to campaign for Andy Ford Banda. But here, I'm restrained.
Right.
And there is one reason, and I am convinced beyond any reasonable doubt, that we are in a moment where those that have got principles and ethos have to be shot down at all cost.
There's one comment that keeps on coming from some members of the public, others in the political space, that are saying most of the young people that have joined politics, that have offered themselves for service, people like you, for example, you are unable to manage your ambitions. You seem to be very overambitious. You heard those comments on Facebook, others saying, there's always next time, why didn't you wait until 2021 and the likes. What kind of a person are you as MZ? Are you a person that doesn't really know how to manage your ambitions, that you couldn't maybe wait for the near future?
Well, Mr. Piri, many a times those that have propagated the message of saying he's too ambitious are those that had no ambition in life. All right? It's not my fault that they were not ambitious. I should make mention, although you've tried to quench my factual submissions, but allow me to make reference to Mumbipiri. That's
we had comments on Facebook. Please.
Let me respond.
Exactly.
In a generic.
Exactly. The way I've asked you a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. You see, gentlemen, we are destroying this country, and I'll try to make you comfortable and the institution comfortable.
Sure.
You cannot tell me that the young people are going to usurp certain powers by being overambitious. In the first place, when we go back into history, even the days of Jesus, Jesus was not above 40 years when he took charge of prophethood. All right?
Right.
There is a reason why they say life begins at 40. There is a reason. So what makes you to be so comfortable to think that young people are too ambitious? And which law says it's a crime? There is no law that says it's a crime to be ambitious. If anything, As MZ, I started driving Mercedes Benz in 2013. Before my parents could drive Mercedes. There was no way my parents would tell me to say, it says tinagulepo Benzi waigura bwanji. I think we need to cure certain elements that we have. For me, Mr. Piri, if young people are overambitious, we are overambitious because we want to see a better Zambia.
Right.
We are not overambitious because we want to accommodate or consume wrong things being done in our own country. We do not want to be associated to wrong things. I'll be very comfortable to be labeled as an ambitious young man doing right things for my country. If you say you are too ambitious, I will say yes. To his advantage, the country, I'm comfortable.
Let's move on for the interest of time, Mr. Zulu. Now, I want you to get to the issue of the battle at hand with regards to who goes to Plot 1 come on August 12. There's a lot of, a huge competition out there in which the ruling party is also working tirelessly day and night to ensure that they defend the ticket or they defend the seat. Again, we've got the opposition. You talk about the UPND as well. They are mobilizing on a daily basis, wanting to take charge of the affairs of the country. So many alliances that have been formed. When you look at the PF, they are in alliances now. They have been endorsed by FDD, Edith Nawaki, former finance minister. They have also been endorsed by Secretary General of the Rainbow Party. They have also been endorsed by people like, a number of them, Cosmo Mumbai, you can mention them, Nason Msoni, Peter Chanda, huge people that have gone to join them. UPND as well, they are leaving no chance. They have got people like KBF, technocrat, the man who's being called as a strategist, and he believes that he's going to do everything possible to ensure that the UPND goes into State House or forms government. ADD Charles Milupi is part of them, and also MDC and Felix Mtati is among those that are working now with the UPND. How do you look at all these chances, not forgetting, with due respect, other opposition political parties that have decided to go alone? For them, they don't believe in anything. They say, we need to go alone without the involvement or the help of other people. Let's talk about Socialist Party, Fred Membe. Talk about Nareb Steve Nyirenda. You can talk about Anford Band I've just mentioned. Whom do you think might carry the day at the end of the day? And based on what?
Mr. Piri, I am a realist. If you could permit me and listen to my submissions, we could just change the narrative out there.
Right.
There is no alliance that has been formed. The alliance is a mere grouping of little jackals and hyenas. Cannot rule over members. It was tribal and nothing sinister. I am in a privileged circle where I know what cooks and what does not cook. KBF had signed some agreements to be the running mate to the UPND. Things didn't work out, and that's why KBF is mute. When we go to the likes of Felix Mutati and his MDC, Mutati has been a coward throughout his life. Mutati can't drive his own agenda. He will need someone to push him. Mutati is a coward, and that we must agree and accept. Those are time wasters.
Of course, people will not agree with you. Others won't agree with you because if you ask Kitabo Kawana, for example, who is the media director, if he came here, he's going to highlight to you in terms of the successes that Mutati, has done so far.
No, before you speak on someone's behalf, allow them to come here and challenge me in my presence, and maybe then I'll be able to provide evidence.
Right.
What I'm telling you on
KBF, for you for a debate.
If you bring me KBF, you bring me Mutati. I even have more respect for Dr. Nevas Mumba than Felix.
That was my question.
There is that question to give you honest opinion.
Just a quick comment under maybe some seconds. You can see the credits are running. Just say your comment regarding the comeback of CK in the patriotic front again. What could be your comment really?
This country is sick.
Again, and wish you the best as you proceed with your campaigns in LUMEZI.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
Great. Dear viewers, we end our discussion here. My guest has been Munir Zulu, who happens to be LUMEZI aspiring candidate and or on independent ticket. Thank you so much. Once again, allow me to say my appreciation to my producer, Maputo Piri, and also the entire production team upstairs there, all the camera persons. Christopher, thank you so much for that wonderful pictures you are from giving us. My name is Innocent Piri. May God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa. Good night.